I started the recording. Hi, Tanmay. Long time no see.
Hi, Shourya. Yeah, but I think it's like a short time no see for this time.
Hmm. Given we spoke like 2, 3 hours back, for us, not really. But then again, apologies for not being quick in releasing the second episode of the much anticipated show of These Two Talk.
Yeah,
Um,
sorry guys, we were grieving. As someone may have guessed it from who have listened to the last podcast may have guessed what we were about to talk, and then something tragic happened. So yeah, we were
I think
grieving.
I think the Catherine O'Hara passed even before we recorded that, but we were still in grieving. And few things got in a way, like Tanmay landed an awesome new jobs where
Yeah,
he's selling stuff. He's selling stuff in a store that I think the cheapest product is of what price, Tanmay?
it's cheap only, sure. It's 20,000 only.
Yeah, 20,000. Yep, totally. Uh, yeah.
But
So
this will be
Tanmay,
the first time I won't be able to gift you anything from where I'm working. So bear
I
on
think
that.
Tanmay, if you've worked 5 to 6 jobs till day, you have gifted me from one store. So let's not go who's so benevolent in
I think
giving
the
people stuff.
see, it's about the gesture, not the act.
Yeah,
So this time
just
you can't even have a gesture.
yeah, just remember I'm getting married in less than 2 months. Not even less than 2 months. In what 45 days now. So you know, I would really prefer some awesome rugs, but just putting it out there in the universe.
Yes, manifest. It may not
Mm,
come true, but manifest.
Yeah, yeah. And apart from that, I was busy with my prep for my wedding, and I thought maybe we'll record it after that. And then I had a bout of fever and stuff, and then we couldn't record it based on that. But meanwhile, nevertheless, we were planning for a whole bunch of new things that we are going to do on this particular show. It's not just going to be one type where we discuss one show or a movie. We are going to come up with stuff if it has aged well. We are going to talk about politics, not just Indian politics, US politics, Indian politics, and we are going to bring in guests like people who are as unqualified as we both are. And then we are going to discuss tech, crypto, and everything that we can get our hands on, and that will pique your curiosity and make you feel good that you know about stuff more than we do. Right, Tanmay?
Yeah, and then it will be named like this one talk because I have absolutely zero knowledge and interest about whatever he just told.
Yeah. I was planning on bringing other friends. I have many friends. Oh, by the way,
That's
Tanmay,
great. Yeah.
here's an update. We both had secretly calculated the number of viewers we are going to get on a previous episode. You'd be surprised to know we exceeded our expectations by more than 250%.
Yay!
Yeah. And this time, we have multiplied that number by 4. And let's see if we are going to cross that special number. I
Yes,
have a
guys,
number in my
please,
mind.
please cross that number. Don't make us watch our own podcast and cross that. We
I
want
know,
unique
right?
viewers. Yeah, we don't want to cross that number on just by watching it on our own.
Yeah. Okay. So, Tanmay, do you want to take it from me and get started on what we're going to talk about and take us through the roller coaster ride of a show that we're going to talk about today?
Yes. So today is like one of my favorite shows, one of the best shows. A show which was discovered very,
Hey,
very unique.
I think you mean to say our favorite show.
Yes, our favorite show, a show where I think almost everyone bonds on. If not, then sorry, you are missing out on something very special. So please, yeah, if like watch it. So we are talking about Schitt's Creek today. So basically, we will follow the same pattern. I'll give a short synopsis. Then Shaurya will talk for 1 hour on it, and then I'll again speak for 5 minutes, giving my own thoughts, and then Shaurya will talk 1 hour on it.
Hey, Tanmay, maybe you're forgetting that I don't take long pauses like you and make it 1 hour. Probably I'll keep it to like
I
10
can
minutes at
edit.
best today.
See, I can edit my long pauses, but I can't keep editing one entire monologue.
Hey, I'm pretty sure one day I'll be getting paid for this monologue, but time will tell. But you go on.
Yes. So, in a nutshell, Schitt's Creek is about a very, very super rich family losing everything but a town which was actually purchased by their patriarch, and they go into this town. If I would say, like तुम मुंबई में रह रहे हो and all of a sudden तुम्हें किसी गांव में भेज दिया and that's the only saving grace you have, क्योंकि तो apparently तुमने मजाक मजाक में कभी तो भी वो गांव खरीदा था. So it's like that. Basically, Schitt's Creek, in a nutshell, is riches to rags to a melodramatic family reunion story.
Hmm. But then again, it's not just your regular run of the mill riches to rags and then to riches story. It is filled with love and so much subtle comedy that it will take you multiple viewings to understand what is really going on. And it's just amazing, like the kind of writing that the show has. It has this satirical view on the way one looks at life. So the show spans for 6 seasons and has around, if I'm not wrong, around 80 episodes with a runtime of approximately 22 minutes each. Okay.
A
So,
short disclaimer:
hmm,
whenever you are watching this, if your English is like me, very relatable people, if your English is like me, please carry a Oxford dictionary with you because you will need it.
not to brag, I didn't need it. But,
That's why I said relatable people.
okay,
We are
sorry.
not talking about elite.
You mean elite. But then again, never mind. I'll correct you after the recording.
Thank you. This is what we say, like relatable people. Where are you? Yes.
Okay, coming back to the conversation. So the show ran from January 2015 to April 2020, and so that is the basic number game of the show. The show basically centers around a family of four, uh, parents and their two kids. Calling them kids would be a stretch. They are fully grown adults, or rather non-functioning adults, David and Alexis, and their parents, Moira and Johnny. Johnny and David are real life father and son, Dan Levy and Eugene Levy, and Alexis is played by Annie Murphy, and last but not the least, Moira is played by Tanmay.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
We
Moira is
are
not
all
played by Tanmay.
critical.
Moira is not played by Tanmay. Tanmay, do you want to say who
Yeah,
Moira is played by?
Moira is played by, I would say, one of the most talented and comically intelligent actress named Catherine O'Hara. Fashion icon, of course. Great actress, of course. A character who actually left a mark on the LGBTQ community for the utmost love that she has for her children. I mean, I'm sorry saying it sarcastically, but yes, she did have a utmost love. Moira Rose. Please take it forward from here, Shaurya.
Yep, I know. We recently lost Catherine O'Hara, and uh, for anybody who follows international cinema and international entertainment, it's a huge loss for them. Uh, uh, it's not comparable to any other actors that we've lost till date, but yeah, Rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara. So yeah, so the show spans for 6 seasons. The initial season, the very first season, deals with the family dealing with their sudden loss and the coming to terms with they lost all their money and now they have to make do with whatever they have, and then they have to move into this small town like the one Tanmay described, and nonetheless they have to move into a small motel with just and they've been given two rooms, one for the parents and one for the kids. Now this family who is who is used to such so much money and so much luxury in a house that apparently had wings for each of them, and they used and there have been they in anecdotes they have spoken about how they were like been years that they met each other. Now this family of extremely dysfunctional people is forced into two small rooms and they have to make do with it. And from there, that is when they start realizing the value of family and love that they have for each other. And it just, and this is not shown in a very preachy way, it is shown in the most subtle ways possible. The first season is just coming, is just they're trying to get out of the situation and coming to and like finding ways to get out of this situation every day for them. The first, I think, first 10 to 11 episodes just deal with this one particular thing, and then the next season is where they come to terms with the situation and they're trying to make do of what they have. The third season is where they've come to terms with the situation and they're trying to assimilate. Nevertheless, they have these little moments where they miss their life and wish death on themselves and wish for a coma and and pray that they just wake up after all of this is over. And then the fourth season is where they finally start to flourish. They get on their feet again. Alexis goes back to school, which is another whole hilarious plot going on. And Alexis finding her true love, and then David creating his own brand with his future husband, and Moira becoming a legit politician of the town, and Johnny still trying to figure out what does he want to do because he's a business genius and he is figuring out the best way to make his family get out of the situation and get back to their glory days. They do get back to the glory days by end of the series, but it happens because of the town. Let me spoiler alert. If you haven't watched the show, the hotel that they're leaving, that they're living in, they create a chain of motels across the country and call it Rosebud Motel. There are a few special characters that I want to mention, and I'm going to leave one for Tanmay because he wants to discuss it, and I have a few questions around that. Apart from these four, we have Stevie, who is the owner of the hotel, the eventual owner of the hotel, and then there is Roland and Jocelyn Schitt, the mayor couple of the town. Then there is Ronnie, and then there is Bob, and then there is Mutt and Ted, who both are Alexis's love interest, and the last one is Patrick, who is David's eventual love interest, uh, future
You forgot a
fiance
very good
and
one.
husband, and hmm,
You forgot Twyla.
yeah, Twyla. Twyla is this cafe manager who is actually the show's creator's daughter and sister, Dan and Eugene Levy's daughter. Eugene Levy's daughter and Dan Levy's sister. Uh, so Twyla is very good. And Tanmay, you wanna take the one that you really wanted to talk about?
Yes, the most important character in the entire series.
Yeah, who
Her
are they?
name is, drumroll please. Her name is Gwen.
Gwen. Gwen from the Bob's Garage.
Yeah,
What?
Bob's wife, Gwen.
Yeah.
The,
And
the,
what
the,
is
the
it about Gwen?
heartbreaker of all the men. It's
What is it
Gwen.
about Gwen that makes her so special for the show?
You know, if you actually see the show, Gwen has appeared only thrice, thrice or twice.
Yeah.
Like in a full feature, like she was there with Jazza Girls, yes,
Yeah.
but the like I can only count like two episodes. First is where they are playing poker and then Gwen is going around the tables. That's where she's explicitly shown. And I guess the very first time was when they accidentally go to not Roland's cabin,
Yeah.
and Moira finds a picture, and Johnny says, "Oh, they have good friends. They have husband and wife." And then Moira says, "No, no, they are both called husbands."
Yeah. And you know, it just hit me. Gwen doesn't have a single dialogue in the entire show.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
but she
she's
pops up in.
omnipresent in all the episodes.
Yeah, you know, there is so much like Gwen is this omnipresent person. I mean, like till day, I try to figure out the mystery of Gwen. Like, what's she? She is play. She is playing pivotal characters, pivotal parts in the show, but she doesn't have a single speaking dialogue. We don't know what it is. What's it about her that makes her so special? I really don't know. Gwen is just amazing. So
So
this is the show.
basically, like, I think if there is a gamer, they will understand that there is a main plot and then
Hmm.
there is subplot. That subplot is Gwen.
No,
Like,
no, no. Subplot
if you
is
see,
subplot. I don't think Gwen is a subplot. Gwen is much bigger than any other plot. Gwen, if
yeah,
it was not Schitt's Creek, it would be Gwen's Creek.
I think so.
So,
Or if someone is not gamer, I just got another example in my head. So if you have watched these comedy films, olden times, so there used to be a hero arc and then used to be a sidekick arc. So Gwen is that sidekick without any dialogue.
hmm, maybe, but I think there is much more to Gwen. She is some sort of symbolization of something. We need Robert Langdon for it. But then again, yeah, that is there. So next thing, uh, so this is basically the whole plot of the show. Unlike last time, we can't go into the details of each episode because this is a sitcom which has like over 80 episodes, and Tanmay and I love this show so much that we could talk about the show for 80 minutes, 80 hours straight. So
But let's
you
not do
don't
that.
want that.
Mhm.
You don't
Yeah.
want that.
We
Uh,
did get few critics like you guys talk a lot. So
yeah,
yeah, let's not pivot. Let's not beat around the bush, and we can just keep hitting because the
yeah,
shit streak is all about it. It's not beating around the bush, except first
yeah.
season.
Okay, Tanmay, do you want to tell me how did you find this show and get started on the show? Before we start that, I want to tell that everybody in India who loves this show, everybody in India who loves this show, most of us have had not discovered it before 2020, at least
And
before
the show
pandemic.
ended in 2020.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the weirdest thing. We didn't even get to like we had the entire series to watch in one go. I remember finishing this entire series, I think in 5 days or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. How did you discover this show, Tanmay?
So basically, one of my cousins, she was watching the show, and she told me, there is a character who you can relate to a lot. So she was talking about David, and apparently there was a photo of me in which she said I look like Dan Levy, and I was like, okay, let's give it a watch. But the character which really hit me was not David, it was Moira. And I really watched that entire show for Moira and Roland, of
Hmm.
course.
Hmm. So in my case, how I started watching this show was Tanmay. So there is like, during pandemic, like how we were all unsure about what's happening around. Like, will we get back to normal? Will we get back to anything? So I was alone in pandemic. Like the first phase of it, I had just lost my job. I didn't know how will I pay my bills. Nothing. Like, and then like everything was happening back to back. Like the lockdowns, the periods of lockdown in India kept increasing. First, it started with 21 days, then 14 days. Guys, forgive me if I'm wrong with the whole chronology here, but it was like there was so much uncertainty around us. Will I ever find a job that would give me stability in life? Will I ever be able to get out and breathe fresh air? And then one fine day, uh, one an Indian actor passes away, unfortunately, Sushant Singh Rajput, and I break down like nobody's business. I like Sushant's acting. I liked his movies. Not like a fan. I thought he would have a lot to offer in future. Like he had done good movies like Chichore, Son Chiraiya. And I'm not just saying Son Chiraiya because I discovered it later. I watched Son Chiraiya in theater. So and then uh you know like I think that day I don't know, I emotionally broke down. I think it was like a phase of like a few hours that I didn't have control of myself. And then I had an iPad back then. So I I just I wanted to divert my mind from something. So one of the things that popped up, I wanted to watch a sitcom. So I wanted to watch Big Bang Theory, if I'm not wrong. So I was searching for Big Bang Theory. I was looking for it in the comedy categorization of Netflix. Suddenly, the show called Schitt's Creek popped up. And I'm like, I don't have the energy to watch something new or something. And I started watching it. And then the first season, I swear, is very slow. I thought one episode, one episode, one episode, one episode. And then I finished first uh, episode by end of that day. And then I watched the first season, and then I watched the second season immediately. And then I'm like, okay, the show is getting interesting. I think within 4 to 5 days, I'd finished the entire series, and the show ends on such a nice, somber note. I went back and watched the entire show again from the very first episode. And that, I think, I don't know, that show just gave me hope. Mm, hope would be too big a word. Just gave me a semblance of stability for a minute there. Yeah, that is how I found Schitt's Creek, and that is my very nice story. Schitt's Creek, it's not something like you like instantly. You need to give it time to grow on you. So yeah, that is my story with Schitt's Creek, and I still go back. I still watch some episodes that I want to watch, especially where Gwen is there present. But yeah,
But there is again one more character
hmm.
which uh, which really leaves a mark.
Bob.
So if you see, yeah, Bob is there. See, Bob is present everywhere.
Yeah.
So I am talking about Roland Moira Schitt.
Oh yeah. So Royal and Moira shit. So that
Present,
was a funny.
like
If we
after
are,
I guess
we're
after
not going to
fourth
tell them.
season,
Tanmay.
fourth or fifth season.
I think fourth season because
Yeah.
that
Fourth season, yes.
that reinitiates one of my favorite love stories ever. So
Yeah.
I think we should leave the mystery of what is Roland Moira shit.
Oh yes, of
What?
course.
Yeah, we should leave it for the people. to
Yeah.
discover on their own. We're not going to give away a lot of details because this show is amazing. Okay. Now, Tanmay, do you want to discuss about your favorite relationships in the show so that we can give people an idea as to what they have to look for? And this is going to be filled with spoilers.
Yeah. So one of my favorite relationships is Moira with Jazza Girls.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because it relates to me so much. So when I came to Bangalore, I actually felt like that. I felt like a lone rose into a new city, a new place, and I was not finding anyone to connect with. But then I found my group. I kept that made me kept going and going and going and looking forward to it. I mean, like, I initially she didn't want to audition for it, but Moira auditioned for it. And in one of the seasons, she did, like, when Johnny comes and he starts singing and they crown him like a jazz guy, and she's like, please don't do it again, because this is one thing which I look forward every week is my evening with Jazza girls. There is not every not there is not a lot of thing to cherish in this small town, but I would like to keep this as a special. So you see a growth of a actress and a very someone who comes off very cold, pretentious, loud, and the softening up of the Moira's character, it starts there. Because till then, yeah, you see her as a mother, you see her as a socialite, you see her in different ways. But the way she starts blending into Jazza girls, initially she wants her own parts and everything, but then she starts letting it go and try to become a group. So I love that arc. That's why I love that relationship a lot, like Moira with the Jazza girls. You go on for the next, and I'll go on for my next one.
Hmm. So, my favorite relationship in the show is Stevie and David. Okay. So, Stevie is this uh, exte- ex- on exterior, she is this cold and like devil may care, unflinching girl in the small town who who considers herself to be too cool for this town. And then she finally meets David, and and then they have a hookup, and then they eventually become this best friends, this set of best friends. And now a bit of history about Stevie. Uh, I don't know if you noticed, Tanmay, Stevie has never mentioned a friend from this entire town in her entire life. And David, who comes from this elite New York circle, has time and again told about how he felt betrayed by his friends, how he felt used by his friends, how his friends uh, kind of used him. And then he finds this genuine raw friendship where they share everything with each other. They are like completely honest with each other. What starts,
Including a boyfriend.
including a boyfriend at one point of time. Oh, by the way, if you're confused how David and Stevie hooked up and they have the same guy as a boyfriend, eventually David is pansexual in the show. Um, so, and then they share this amazing chemistry. Like, there is this, what sums up the best scene that shows who, what they really mean to each other? Was there one where David is in a fight with his fiance Patrick, his boyfriend Patrick at that point of time, and then they go on this. Uh, David and Stevie go on this honeymoon trip as friends, and then they open up to each other, and they get vulnerable while having a lot of, uh, you know, beautiful conversations, like sprinkled with sarcasm and insult for each other. And then the other one is where uh, David is excited to go back to New York towards the end of the series, and Stevie takes him to this house where she tells him that this do you remember something? Yeah, yeah, I told Patrick that I love this house and it reminds him of a particular house of a celebrity. And then he always wanted this house. And then Stevie reveals that Patrick put in an offer for this house. And then David says, I want I want all my friends to come from my past life and see this, see that I've won in life. And then Stevie tells him, Stevie tells David that these people didn't really care. They're not even coming to your wedding. Why do you want to go back to New York to show them that you won? You've already won. You don't need these people. And then they hug each other. And that hug, Tanmay, anybody who's felt used in life, even for a minute, will relate to the kind of unselfish friendship that David and Stevie share. David, Stevie brings out Stevie. I like to say that uh, every David needs a Stevie to find a Patrick. Do I sum it up?
Yeah, I mean, I think every David needs a Stevie to actually admire Patrick, I would say. Because
Hmm.
David is someone who is so broken, and
Yeah.
Stevie does absolute bullshit of keep breaking him up the entire story arc. But whenever it's important, she is the one who actually comes and mends and heals him, so he can see Patrick in new life and a new light. And see, like you remember, she was the one who actually tells like, I think it's a date, and she tells her if there is remotely something very personal in this, he likes you, and that's
Yeah.
where David actually sees that okay, Patrick is someone I can consider and rely on.
Yeah. That was a very, very beautiful, uh, very beautiful scene, dude. I just can't. I just can't. Ethan, go on with your next favorite relationship.
Sure. So my next favorite relationship would be, Alexis and Twyla. A very, I would say, surprisingly or surprising best friend act in the entire series. So you know how when the series starts, Alexis likes Mutt, and she makes Twyla break up with Mutt after seeing that Mutt is not interesting. Just makes Twyla break up with Mutt, and then on the very next day she goes and starts a relationship with Mutt. But when Mutt breaks Alexis' heart too, it's Twyla who actually comes forward and gives advice like, "It's okay, it happens." When I was feeling down with Mutt after you created all that situation, I did this, and I would say she's such a light. Like is such a light as a character. Like even if someone does her wrong, she will do the best she can to to spread that light into everyone's life. And I think after a point, Alexis does see it, and yeah, I love how the friendship blossomed that day, kept on supporting. So the basic friendship of David and you, what's her name? Stevie. The basic relationship of David and Stevie is really worked on, but the underlying friendship of Alexis and Twyla is equally beautiful. It just go. You don't see it very easily, but if you keep following Alexis arc, you see how Twyla is equally important, like Stevie, to develop and bring out the best out of Twyla. Oh, sorry, the best out of Alexis.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you on this whole Twyla and Alexis's relationship. I think uh, the best, I think one of the sweetest moment of the show is when Twyla reveals that she's a millionaire. And like she's like, why didn't you tell anybody? I'm like, because just when I won my lottery, you guys had just moved into this town all broken. I just didn't want to rub it in. And like, I really don't care how much money I have. It just gives me satisfaction working in this cafeteria and then helping people out wherever I can. I mean, that's the sweetest part of the show, I feel.
I love Twyla as a character. I mean, So basically, if I was watching like the a documentary over it where Twyla was supposed to be, this gloomy, dark, but like a dark comedy character. But I'm so happy that they didn't made her a dark comedy. Though somewhere once in the middle she does drop her own lore, where her mom's boyfriend gave her a tarot card, and then she sees a hello around the Rose family, and then she's like, or maybe it was a beer mark, or how her boyfriend or her father, someone gets into jail and all they know to speak in Spanish is like, stop, it hurts. So yeah, so I love Twyla as a character. Like as much as Alexis had her own lore, I think it's people should also explore Twyla's lore, and then that could also be a series.
Yeah, Alexis's lore is one thing. Like, dude, she's done so much. She's like I can't even remember. Sometimes you just think, take रही है क्या? But then again, you think of Alexis and like, she has it all. She's probably done that all.
I mean, it's not even our bucket list, but her bucket list is checked.
Yeah, I mean, like, and then coming back to my next favorite relationship, can I?
Yes, please.
Yep. So I think Tanmay gave away one bit of it, but then again, I'd like to elaborate it. It is Alexis and Ted. Okay. So in my case, the reason why I like Alexis and Alexis is this wild, worldly girl who's done so much crazy stuff in her life, and then she moves to this small town where she has nothing interesting, and then she finally lays eyes on Mutt. Okay. Now, Mutt is this brooding, rugged guy, whom Alexis wants to date. But she's eventually approached by Ted, this nice, sweet looking guy who's a veterinarian, and then they start dating. And Alexis doesn't date Ted because she likes him. Alexis dates Ted because he has a good apartment, he has a stable job, he can pay the
And the
bills.
car.
And the car, of course, and the car. And by the end of first season, when they are about to leave the town, which surprise, surprise doesn't happen for like next 5 more seasons, uh, Alexis breaks up with Ted. They get engaged to get married, but she breaks up with him, and then he's heartbroken, and then she goes away, and then like Tanmay said, Twyla and Mutt were dating, uh, and then Twyla and Mutt break up thanks to Alexis. And then she starts dating Mutt for a few episodes, and then that relationship also falls apart. And then I think the very next episode, Alexis is walking down the street, and she sees this guy on this sports bike, and then she's like, "Who are you?" And then it just that guy turns around, and he's this muscular built Ted who's went to this beach and got tanned and had heartbroken, and then and then he comes back, and then you'd assume that Ted would want his revenge for what Alexis did to him, but no, I don't think Ted is there. Ted has apparently moved on and he's dating somebody else. uh, Eventually, Alexis starts working for Ted, which is which should be another show altogether. Alexis goes to work for Ted in his vet clinic, they, and then Alexis falls in love with Ted, like head over heels for him, and then she realizes what true love is, and then they, and then eventually she tells Ted that I love you. You don't have to say it back. I just love you. And Ted, who's already seen this very nice girl, uh, has to, like, he doesn't know what to do now. And then, like, I think David intervenes and says something like, I know she's changed because she's not who she used to be. And I think she does love you. David doesn't convince him to date Alexis. And the whole situation where David talks to Ted is so awkward and hilarious. But David does come back, and in this, I wouldn't say filmy, but in a very Schitt's Creek like way, David's Alexis starts dating Ted, and then there is this whole romance. And one of my best part of the relationship, second best part, uh, is where David leaves Alexis and Ted to watch over his store, and he goes to run an errand, and then he and then Alexis and Ted get involved in a role play so funny that they end up breaking the sink, and then they miss a delivery, and the way David reprimands them is equally hilarious. I think I'll watch that episode tonight. I'll find what episode it is exactly, and I'll watch it tonight. And then that is my second favorite episode. The way David uh, reprimands Alexis and Ted, and the way they react, it's very hilarious. And then my most favorite moment of the relationship might come as a surprise is their breakup. So, spoiler alert. So, Alexis and Ted break up in the end. They don't end up together because Ted, who is a veterinarian, gets this amazing job offer at Galapagos Island. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Galapagos Island. Okay. So he gets this
Galapagos,
amazing.
Galapagos Island.
Okay, Galapagos. So, and then Alexis, finds her footing in PR, public relations. She starts her own company after finishing her graduation and everything. And then she starts her own company and she starts finding success. Yup. So, and then they realize that they came to each other and they grew, and the relationship had to come to an end because uh, they don't they love each other but they don't fit together anymore, because if they have to be together, if the relationship has to continue, their growth, one of the one person in the relationship has to scuttle their growth. So the relationship ends in the most beautiful way possible. Like, you won't believe that they're breaking up, but they're confessing their love for each other. The entire exchange between them, I think it's for 4 to 5 minutes. It just like break your heart, but put a smile on your face. It's just that beautiful. Yep. So, how I would like to describe the show is every Alexis has to go through a mud to realize the value of a Ted. Did I get it right this time?
Yeah, and I think Alexis said it herself, during that singles week that you might feel that the key needs to be a very hunky and good looking and broody guy, but it might not fit in your lock.
Yeah.
Sometimes there will be a very nicer, sweet, not how you want, but that key will help you and open you up. So that's what sums up the entire Ted and Alexis thing. Like they
Yeah.
are there just to bring out the best of each other and make them realize that even if we are not together, but they are the chapters of their lives where
Yeah.
everything is like it
One
both
very
made
important
them together.
lesson about romantic relationships I've learned. People say that opposites attract each other, and sometimes people used to say this. I was youngish when I watched the show, so people used to say stuff like something that you'll always want in your partner would not exactly be what you'll always get, and that will and you'll be happy with it. I never got the point of it, okay? In all honesty, I never understood what it meant. But when I finally watched the show, I wouldn't say that was my defining moment of realization of relationships. No, it wasn't. But then again, it did leave an impact on me. The way I looked at romantic relationships. Basically, what you want might not always be the right thing for you. Alexis and Mutt fit together on paper. They were perfect for each other on paper. But in reality, it was Alexis and Ted. So yeah. Oh, by the way, Ted and Alexis, all hearts, like perfect couple. Okay. So I think that was all the time we had for relationships. Uh, Tanmay. So
Yeah, let's talk about the moments that. Which is your favorite moment in this
hmm,
series?
my favorite moment is the one where Moira talks about how Ted is seeing was seen with some other woman and they were romantically involved. And while Alexis is going through this heartbreak, and David like comes back and says, "I've never heard anybody saying so many wrong things one after the other consecutively." I mean that whole scene, and the other one where uh, Moira and David have this whole exchange about how he dressed Roslyn for this event where she's competing against Moira, and she asks, "Fetch mommy a knife," and he's like, "From where? It must be buried in my back." So that one,
And plunge
yeah,
it into my heart. Sorry, I had
yeah,
to complete that.
yeah, and when Moira and Johnny hit the cat on their way to somewhere, and they enter this couple's house where they have to tell their bebe that they killed their cat, and they have to give their spa day for them, and it was just hilarious. Yeah, these are my three favorite ones.
For me, on top of I have so many favorite ones,
You can just
but
give
if
three.
I yeah, so I would my first one would be the afternoon delight
Oh yeah,
when the
that.
entire family catch the boys in the afternoon delight.
Yeah, yeah. They catch David and this guy he's seeing. They don't catch him. They just are having quote unquote an
Yeah, like
encounter.
he just had a shower and he's dressing up and yeah. I love how
Yeah,
Moira comes. David, have you seen my folio? You were bedazzling it last night, and he was like, I have
dressed like a
never
Harley Quinn
bedazzled anything.
since I was 22 years old. Yeah, that was my another favorite exchange between them. But then again, I had to explain the entire scene. So yeah, that entire exchange between all four family members and that guy was
Yeah,
just hilarious. The other one,
Jake. His name is Jake.
yeah, that
So
guy who's doing
the
Stevie
hot
and
lumberjack.
he eventually does come back and invite Patrick and David for a
Yeah,
threesome,
for
though.
whiskey or something.
Yeah. Yeah. And the next one?
My next one would be Moira's naked pictures.
Oh
And
my God. Click 100 pictures of
so
yours.
I know. So there is this rumor. So basically, Moira stands up for the elections of council against what's her name? Sorry, I keep
Jocelyn.
forgetting it. Jocelyn. Yeah. So Moira and Jocelyn stands as a candidates, and Moira thinks that Jocelyn has leaked her nudes from her past. Just and then Moira went on the entire tirade of, asking everyone to look for the leaks. Like she literally makes Stevie stay on the computer, look through everything. She finds it herself. It doesn't help. So she asks David, and she's like, David, I think we have come on the terms of the relationship where a mother and child has to go through. You have to look for my nudes.
Oh my God.
And
That
then she
every exchange that Moira has with her kids is just, how do you want to put it? Like, uh, inappropriate
yes,
and weirdly breaks all societal norms of parenting. It's just like, I mean, you can't believe. But then again, once you get invested in that show, there's no turning back from it.
I know. But one thing that really I love is like she tells Stevie like take 1,000 naked pictures of yourself right now. You might feel that who will look at this tiny boobs, who will look at this sad face. But as you age, you will look at yourself with the kinder eyes and see how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Those. And then third one, Tanmay.
My third one would be, I mean, I think I love Moira Rose so much. So, so my third one would be with her and Alexis. So basically, it comes from the point of view of Alexis. Moira is just there. So everything falls into place. Everything at the end of a season is at a great place. And Alexis just walks in the room and she stops. And the one thing that hits her and all is that shit. The family time is over. Everyone is going on their own way. And they may not come together in a similar way again. And
Yeah.
the entire thing, like, like I started crying because I don't know, like, even if I keep going home, but the first time I moved out for my education and I just looked at my family all there, and I'm the only one going outside to study. And I was like, it's not going to be same again from here onwards. And yeah, I mean that really made me, hit that same emotion which Alexis went through. But
Hmm.
I'm taking one more because
Yeah,
since
sure.
I'm mentioning Alexis in the room, in that game room, the moment she starts figuring out, like, what am I doing with my life, and then she's like, that thing means this, it was tattooed on my friend's back, so that means we have to find something in Egypt. And then she finds Egypt, and then she's like, she goes to a riddle, so it's a candle and everything. And then she finds a key, and then Moira is like, put it in the lock. And once it opens, she's like, oh, again, Moira and Alexis have done the fabulous job. I mean, okay, I'm so sorry, Shourya, but I
No,
can't.
no,
I
it's
have to
fine.
mention it. Take it as an honorary
Totally.
mention. Take it as an
It's
honorary mention. It's
it's
a
totally fine. If you're
finger.
gonna give me one, if you're gonna give me one, I can also give you one.
Yes, please. But this is the final. This is final.
Okay, this is the final one.
It,
This is the final one.
please
Moira's
listen.
death.
Let me complete it. Let me complete it because then you can just say. I'm
Okay.
really into that zone. It's
Okay.
Earthlinger. Bird motherfucker. Bingo motherfucker. I love that ad. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Finger kicker.
Yeah.
I mean the creative names that she comes up with so high. Okay, so
Uh,
my last favorite one is Moira's death. Okay, she doesn't die. There's a rumor about her death, and I think, oh my God, you're alive. People said you're dead. People are saying you're dead, and then they're like, what people? Like people on the internet. And then David adds, yeah, it doesn't help that Alexis tweeted, rest in peace to a great actress with a sunglass emoji. And Alexis says
I was
sunglass
mourning
emoji.
David.
I was mourning David. And then and then Moira asked, who is saying this? And what picture are they using? And then David says, 90s, freshly permed. And she's like, okay, okay. So yeah, that entire exchange is my another favorite of the show. Yep. So
But
these
what
are
breaks the camel's back in that episode?
where nobody shows up, and because
No, no, no,
Hermione
no.
said,
It's in the same scene. Like Stevie comes with the flowers and like, okay, now this breaks the camel's back. Who sends pink carnations?
yeah, I forgot that bit. This breaks the camel's back. Who sends pink carnations? Yeah, yeah, that okay. So that is all the love that we could give Schitt's Creek in the limited time of 55 minutes of recording. Tanmay is going to be editing, so I don't know how much time Tanmay is going to give the love to Schitt's Creek. Moving on to our next segment. Tanmay, what is something that made you happy and pissed you off this week?
My new job. I don't have to live off my parents' money again. Now I can earn on my own again.
Hmm. Cool, cool, cool. So that makes you happy. And what pissed you off this week?
I don't know. I think there
Hmm.
was uh actually, yeah, nothing pissed me off this week. The second thing which really made me happy again, like finally, me and I have a group of friends. We go on to a trivial quiz every week,
Hmm.
and finally we won, guys. Finally we won. So yes,
Hmm.
that these are the two
Nice.
things that made me happy. Nothing made me unhappy.
Yes. Okay. So, interesting. Interesting. Hmm. So, I'll go next. Hmm. I'll go last. So, so one thing that not I wouldn't say pissed me off. It kind of surprised me, like amused me in a very weird way. So, a major mobile handset manufacturer recently released their ultra flagship phone, which costs like almost a lakh, their lowest variant. And this year, their highlighted feature on all the ads across the social media is a privacy screen. So basically, if you get a message, you can turn on this feature so that nobody can see your screen. So basically, their ultra premium, well researched, well implemented feature of their phone that almost costs a lakh is something that can be done by a 200 rupee screen guard. I'm not even kidding. I have a lot of friends who have these privacy filter screen guards. Uh, I don't know. I never thought of getting one, but I should get one because I do a lot of stuff on my phone that I don't want people to see. But yeah, so that is their feature this year. So that kind of amused me. I mean, people are going to shell over a lakh, almost a lakh, to get this screen guard feature. And then something that made me happy. Very recently, Elon Musk stated um, that he is like there is so much happening uh, on his on the space front where they'll be able to create a self-sustaining city on Mars by 2050, and most of the people would be moving there. I mean, of course, rich elite people after they send a few test subjects. So rich elite will move them. I'm like, I can't wait for 2050 for people like Musk to go on Mars and live there. So yeah, these are the two things that pissed slash amused me and kind of like made me happy that just 24 more years of Musk. So yeah, those are the things that I wanted to talk about. Tell me, what do you want to talk about next week? You want to give an option, and I'll give an option.
How about we do like what's going to come? Like the big things are like something like Devil Wear Prada 2. We can talk, or maybe we can leave Met Gala for me. What's happening in March?
I don't
Anything happening in March? Holi,
know.
maybe.
What do you want to talk about? Holy.
Or maybe we can do something, maybe another series or a movie.
So I was thinking, how about we cover a Robert Langdon movie series?
Oh
I
yes,
think
oh yes.
I think
Robert
there is
Langdon,
Da
what a
Vinci
character.
Code, Angel and Demon, and Inferno.
Inferno.
Only
Yeah.
three movies came out, and I think there is also a show that serves as
Oh,
a
there's a
prequel
show.
to all three. Yeah, there's a show too.
Oh,
I can't remember the show's name. So yeah, we can do all three Robert Langdon series of shows and movies. So yeah, we can do that, or we can discuss Tanmay's immense knowledge on Met Gala and fashion, or can we
but let's
create
leave
a
that to the
monthly
main because
special?
it's yeah.
Okay, Tanmay, do you want to create a monthly special on fashion?
No, we will start it from the inception of Met Gala in May.
Hmm, interesting. Cool. So yeah, so guys, we have a email ID now we've created for the show. If you want to write to us, share your feedback, tell us what do you want to hear about, what do you want us to talk about. If you have any constructive, unconstructive feedback, please write to us at these2talk@gmail.com. THESE to TALK@gmail.com. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't give a constructive feedback and throw some shade, that's also appreciated, as long as it's funny.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, please feel free to write us if you have any ideas, suggestion, throw some money at us. We'll take it. Or if you have any uh, ideas of how to make money, we are open to it.
Yeah, we are open to all kind of frauds and scams. So hit us all.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so signing off for the day or the week. And next time we promise to bring you our next episode before plan. Cool?
Yes, please.
Bye, Tanmay.
Bye bye. Bye guys.